So earlier this summer, I spent $12 to buy something on Amazon that I saw and thought, I don't need that, but I could not stop thinking about it. So finally, I spent the 12 bucks and I bought this little ice cube tray, and I have had the most fun with this. So this video is going to be short and sweet, and I'm going to share with you all of the ways I have used my 1-inch circular ice cubes. You are going to be amazed at all of the things that you can do with these super fun ice cubes. So earlier this summer, actually around Amazon Prime days, I discovered these ice cube trays, and they make round balls of ice. And I thought, well, that would be fun, but what am I really going to do with that? But by the time these ice cube trays got to me, I had a list of so many things that I wanted to try with them. And so now that the summer has progressed, I have made so many things in here, and I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. And if you think these little 1-inch ice cubes sound like fun, which they absolutely are, I will put a link in the description box below and also pin it in the comments, and that link will take you directly to the ice cube trays that I purchased on Amazon, so you can get one for yourself. So first off, let me tell you what you get for your $12. You get 2 ice cube trays, and each tray has 2 parts. So you have the bottom mold and the top mold, and I'm going to show you exactly how to use these so that you get perfectly round ice cubes. You do get an ice bucket that has a lid. You get a little set of tongs and a scoop for your ice cubes. So the ice tray molds actually make a 1-inch round circular ice cube. You can find these trays in lots of different sizes. You can find a 1/2-inch circle, you can find a 2-inch circle, a 4-inch circle, but I thought the 1-inch was going to be perfect for my cocktails. If you get my weekly newsletter, you know that I've been sharing a new margarita recipe every single week when my newsletter comes out on Sundays. And this is originally what I wanted the ice cubes for. So once I got the ice cubes actually in the house and started playing with them, I made several buckets full of round ice cubes. My tray is actually almost empty right now because we just had a holiday weekend. My daughter was in. We had lots of margaritas and used up all of our adorable little ice cubes. So to start off and to get used to my trays, I just made a bunch of plain ice, just regular ice. So going into this holiday weekend for my margaritas, I had plenty of round little ice cubes. Something that is so great about these ice cubes, you would think because they're so small that they would melt really fast. And I am here to tell you they do not melt fast. We had our margaritas in regular glasses out in the swimming pool in the sunshine, and I don't know why, but these little ice cubes took forever to melt. These actually melted a lot slower than my regular ice cubes that I got out of my freezer. Go figure. I don't understand why. I don't have an answer for that, but these little things lasted forever in our margaritas. Then after I made all of my regular ice cubes, I decided to make coffee ice cubes for my iced coffee that I sometimes enjoy in the afternoon. So you know, if you make iced coffee at home and you put a regular ice cube in your iced coffee, well, that ice cube is going to melt. It's going to water down your iced coffee. So your cream and your honey or your flavoring or whatever you have in your drink is just diluted. So it kind of turns it yucky. So I decided that I was going to make a whole pot of coffee and make coffee ice cubes in my trays. And then I thought, you know what? I'm going to take that one step further, and I decided to drizzle a little bit of chocolate syrup into each one of these holes and then fill the tray up with my coffee. So I had chocolate coffee ice cubes. So the next day I was so excited to have my iced coffee with a little bit of half and half. I put a little bit more chocolate syrup and mixed it up in my coffee, and then my iced coffee was not diluted because as my ice cubes did start to melt, it was just releasing more coffee and more chocolate. You could do this with caramel. You could put honey in here. You could go on and sweeten your coffee if you wanted to before you made your ice cubes. There are so many fantastic uses for these adorable ice trays. If you're an iced tea drinker, this is what I want to do next. I drink iced tea every single night for dinner, and I don't drink sweet tea. Sometimes I like a little bit of lemonade in my tea. So I was thinking I could freeze lemonade in my ice cubes. Just imagine a cold glass of iced tea with lemonade ice cubes. Wow! Then the next thing I did was make frozen basil ice cubes. So if you all been on my channel for a while, you know that I planted an herb garden this year. And it's that time of year when all of my basil was abundant. I needed to actually trim the basil and do something with it, or I was going to lose it. So this weekend while my daughter was here, we picked all of our basil leaves, washed them really good, put them in a food processor with just a little dab of olive oil, and then I filled up each of the holes in the tray with the broken down basil. Now I knew that I couldn't make a true ball with the ice cubes because you have to have liquid to do that. So I just ended up with 1/2-inch circles of frozen basil. And after I popped out all of the half cubes, I put them in an airtight container in my freezer. So now I have fresh basil that I can use all winter long. And now that my basil cubes are done, I'm going to do the exact same thing to my rosemary and thyme that are also growing in my herb garden. So let me tell you how to use these ice cube trays. I know it seems self-explanatory, fill it up with water or liquid and put it in the freezer, but it's not that simple. There are a couple things you need to know. So this does get a smidge messy. So whenever I poured my liquid in the trays, I made sure to do it in my sink. Or you could do it on your countertop, just put down some paper towels. So right inside of the trays is a little marker, kind of hard for you to see, but that's your fill line. Lay your tray on a flat surface, take your liquid and fill up all of the holes and continue to fill the tray all the way to the fill line. And then you want to take the top tray, and you know this is the top tray because there are little holes in the middle of each circle. That is what lets a little bit of the liquid spurt out through the top of each circle and make a perfectly round ice cube. So once your bottom tray is full of liquid, you want to put the top tray on it and slowly press down until it's completely locked together. And when you do that, a little bit of liquid might come out the side. It is definitely going to seep out of the front and through each of the holes on the little ice cubes. And there's going to be some residual liquid sitting on the top of this ice cube tray. You can dump it off a little bit, but not too much because you don't want to force the liquid out of the holes or you're not going to have round ice cubes. I did 2 trays at a time just for efficiency, but once you get these full and you get the lid on properly, pop them in the freezer for a minimum of 6 hours, then you have your ice. So to get your ice cubes out, bring out your tray, hold it on each corner and give it a little bit of a twist. Then you can easily remove the top tray and you're left with the bottom tray full of ice cubes. Turn it over on top of your bucket, hold it at each corner, give it another twist, and all of your ice cubes will drop out into the bucket. Now, how cute are those? So if you open my freezer door right now, I have 3 different containers. I have the large bucket that came with the ice cubes full of just plain round ice. Then I took another airtight container. This is where I have my coffee ice cubes that have chocolate in them, and a smaller container full of my basil cubes. Let me show you how adorable these are. Oh my gosh, smells so good. So I have half circles of fresh basil with a little bit of olive oil in there, and I'm gonna be able to use this all winter long. No more buying expensive basil for this girl. I love that I now have access to my basil that I grew. I know there's no pesticides on there. There are no chemicals on my basil. It is fresh, it is clean, and I did this for myself. Just having the basil cubes alone was definitely worth spending the $12 on the ice cube set. And I have come up with so many cute ideas that you could use with these ice cream trays. You could make regular ice cubes and drop a little piece of a strawberry in each hole. Hear me out. You could have lemonade with strawberry ice cubes. Absolutely delish. You could squeeze fresh lemons or fresh lime or orange juice and make ice cubes from that. You could use those cubes for cooking in your recipes, in your iced tea, in your lemonade. You could actually just flavor your water with fresh lime juice. If you have a juicer, imagine the possibilities. Anyway, that's what I've been up to this summer. I've been playing with my ice cubes. I hope you've been doing something fun too. If you have any great ideas on how you are going to use your ice cubes, drop them in the comments so everybody can see them and we can share. See you later.